So how did you get so good at wrestling?
Oh my God, thank you. It is the only thing I can do athletically. If you try to throw a ball at me, I'll just like a cat and some yarn. It's bad. I am not athletic at all. I think I'm just stubborn. Also not naturally good at school. I just like forced myself to be.
Well, I don't know. You have to be very smart. I mean, I think
you.
like, yes, it's determination, but you have to have the ability.
Thank
And I would argue that you're not athletic.
I know, that's what I was going to say. I mean, seen you
I mean,
feel like that.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, right? Maybe certain sports, but like,
just wrestling is the only skill.
but that's a pretty big skill. I mean,
very
I think.
very
my
big skill.
And you look awesome.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
I mean, we were talking
I was going to
before.
ask a question.
Go ahead.
As you were going through your daily routine,
Yeah.
what is the ab routine?
oh my gosh.
Please.
Because the abs are
they're-
ridiculous, and they
they-
always have been.
I mean,
yeah.
Thank you. It's another thing that's like sort of kind of dovetails into the whole like being kind to yourself sort of thesis is I used to do really, really heavy like Olympic lifting, and my body, just especially at the end of my career, was like very much falling apart, and it just was not working for me. And when I went through a really bad depression, like I gained a lot of weight and didn't know how to like get my body back. And I just said, oh, I don't need my body back. Let me just like take care of myself. What can I do today? What can I do that's like kind to myself? And I changed my workout to be shorter. I do high intensity interval training because it's fun and like my heart rate gets up, and I eat intuitively. I eat whatever I want, but like I'm not like binging. In certain depressions, I would like binge eat, and
I'm a binger.
oh my gosh, I mean it's a form of masochism sometimes.
no,
and
it
you're
is.
sad.
I know. I'm aware of what I'm doing when I'm doing it.
It's very hard to break out of it too, because
Yeah.
then once you start, you're like, well, I already
That's
started.
the whole thing. Well, I
Finish
already
the bag.
mine as well.
Yes. And so that was a thing. Like, I can't be super constrained. I can't be like, I'm on this diet, because then I'll just fall off in the complete opposite direction. So it was really about being like kind to me. What can I do with the injuries I have, with the body I have, with the time I have? Like, how can I do my job that asks me to sit at a computer for 8 hours a day and like squeeze in a workout? So I started doing high intensity interval training. I do it maybe 4 or 5 times a week. I mostly just use dumbbells and a yoga mat. And like that changed the composition of my body insanely. Just like, and I think it is because I'm being kind to myself, which sounds like super hippy dippy, but like it works. Food shouldn't be a prize. It shouldn't be something you have to earn. I feel like it's a human right
Or a
to
reward.
eat food. Yes.
Yeah.
And so I never call them cheat days. They're treat days.
Oh, that's really
It's
that's
positive
interesting. Yeah.
affirmation. I hate negative connotations with words. I think your voice is the strongest voice you're going to hear. So be kind to yourself. Say nice things to yourself. And what's the positive spin on
And if
everything?
you find yourself like looking in the mirror and picking yourself apart, like be conscious of it and don't like actively change your mind
Right.
and start to think about positive things.
Definitely, because that you have power over your own mind.
Right.
I really do remember in my darkest time being like, okay, I will feel better. I am happy today, and like I just like faked it until I made it. Like it would do that every day until I got myself like out and was able to then take like the actual steps I needed to do with like my therapist and be on the right medication and the right routine. It's different for everyone.
Sure.
There's no like prescriptive advice across the board, but you do have to like dabble and like see what works for you.
And know that you control your own mind.
Yes, definitely.
I mean, I think that the power of self, right? And that your mind can spin out.
Yeah.
And it does happen to all of us, varying degrees.
Yeah.
But that you can recognize it. Like, how important is it to recognize it in the moment and catch it?
Yeah. I mean, it can spiral out of control if you don't. So that is where it really helps me to name it something else.
Right.
Like, that is the bad guy who wants terrible things for me. Like, what are the good things that I can like see in myself and the grace I can give myself, and how I can get myself out of this. And sometimes like maybe wallow a day. Sometimes it feels good. A good cry. Let it out. It's
Crying,
fine.
yes. Crying makes you stronger.
Yeah, why
Yeah.
not? Like, you don't always have to be tough, but I think you're just so capable of being your own hero. I really do.
So you were saying we didn't really answer it, right? Because I said, how'd you get so good at wrestling?
Oh,
But also you said something that I wanted. Why do you think Olympic lifting was what? Why were you doing Olympic lifting?
so it was sort of part of the training program. So I never worked out ever because not athletic. I was
Well,
like,
and how could you have?
yeah, right. So we started Olympic lifting in Florida in like the FCW program. Like
Okay.
they had a trainer come
So
in.
once you were part of WWE.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think like, so the first time I ever wrestled ever on the indies, I got pneumonia instantly because I had no meat on my bones. I was just like,
And
so
are you still asthmatic?
not so much.
Okay. Okay.
I have a little inhaler just in case. But, you know, I did pretty okay. But I thought I was never going to be able to wrestle because I was so underweight. And it just like murdered me the first time. So I had to like convince myself to come back to training like 2 weeks
Yeah.
later. And then like immediately broke my foot. And I was like, oh
my
I'm
God.
so fragile. So it was a lot of like, okay, how do you keep going? So I learned Olympic lifting and working out at all for the first time in FCW. And like just see like the changes in your body like instantly. When you start working out the first 2 months are where you're going to see the most changes. And then you'll like sort of plateau and it's going to be a little bit more uphill, but it's you sort of just keep chipping away at it. You'll see a lot of changes at the beginning. That was really cool. It worked for me for a long time. I think I got like a squat record.
Oh,
for, like,
yeah.
squatting like double my body weight. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah.
But like not sustainable. My SI joint's like, oh, just hearing me say that out loud. So bad.
But you were now, you had the internal strength, but now you were putting on the physical strength.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just seeing that, like, to me, a strong female body has always been the most attractive. I've always been so interested in women with muscles. And I find it interesting that there's like a subsection of men who don't like that, or like women who are afraid to get muscular. And I think that's like really interesting because I think it's the most beautiful thing in the world. Like I look at like Rhea and Jade and I'm like,
Right?
are you like, was you created in
it's
the lab?
ridiculous.
Like
I know.
what?
And Bianca and so many.
Oh my
Like,
God.
It's just
Actual
amazing.
action figures.
That's
Yes,
what I
that's- yeah,
say.
yeah.
Yes, like that is the dream, right? And it's like that's the ideal beauty to me. It always has been since 'cause strength was beauty to me when I was younger. So that is really cool. But to be able to do it in a way that like works for me, in particular to answer the ab question, I do weighted abs.
Oh, that's
So I have a
the
dumbbell
trick.
for all of the ab
Ab
workouts.
workouts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every week, just one day that's all for abs.
Oh.
Yeah.
What day are we doing? Not Friday. Not
Oh
Saturday.
my gosh. But I will say also abs are like kind of genetic. Like it's sort of like your shape. Like some people can be
Right,
the
right,
most
right.
lean ever, but like their
They
shape is
still-
like
yeah,
different.
just don't have them.
Yeah,
But
so
the
who
weights
knows?
are what bring out the thickness.
yes.
Right?
Yeah, you can accentuate
Because you've
them.
always had the look, but I've noticed now you have like a little more thickness.
Yeah, I let
Yeah.
myself. That's the other thing too. I think people are really afraid of gaining weight. But like I'm like 10 pounds heavier than I was back in the day. But it's like muscle. Like
Yeah,
let
you
yourself
look
gain weight, eat
fantastic.
food.
And your arms are all jacked.
Thank you.
Yeah, your shoulders. I mean, your shoulders have always been round, like round delts, but now they're a little bit bigger. And like you, and I saw you, you know, you're hitting the bicep. Like you look awesome.
You are also an action figure.
you.
Yes, yes.
We're talking about you too.
Literally.
But like this
also.
tiny. But thank you. I always say I'm like a skipper doll next to like Barbie. It's like, but thank you. But I think it's like I love embracing that. I would try and get as like more jacked as I can. I think it's just the coolest look. to
Yeah,
me.
I agree.